Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shovik Rahman, Executive Program Director of International Leadership Program on Education version 2.0, and also the host for today's session. This session is dedicated to mark the inauguration of International Leadership Program on Education, also known as ILPE version 2.0, presented by Global Innovation and Leadership Center and supported by GEIST International Foundation. ILP is the first ever online English leadership program in Bangladesh. It is a program which intends to recognize the potentials of the future leaders of Bangladesh. ILP acts as a hub of opportunities for the students in Bangladesh. As we are all aware, ILP is the first stepping stone for the International Olympiad on English language and leadership. The winners of ILP will form Team Bangladesh and will take part in IOELL 2020. Hence, among the distinguished guests, we have got the International Coordinators of IOELL present with us here today. We've got Ms. Tiha from Vietnam, the International Coordinator from Vietnam. We have Baman Kumar Ghimire sir from Nepal, the International Coordinator of Nepal. We have Olga Skrabashenko ma'am from who is functioning as the International Coordinator of IOELL from Vietnam. So before we start, we have also got before that, besides the participants winning ILP 2020, will also be able to take part in the Youth Language and Leadership Academy WILA Exchange Program offered by the Appalachian State University, USA. We are also lucky to have Rebecca Yoon from Apple's Institute of Appalachian State University in the session. Also, the CEO of Global Innovation and Leadership Center, Atia Naz Madam, is also here with us. And last but not least, of course, the president of GEIST International Foundation, Mr. Biplob Kumer Deb, sir, is also here with us to inspire us as always. With everything said, let's dive into today's session. Before we get into this year's ILP, let's have a look on what we achieved last year. Here's a look at ILP version 1.0, which took place back in 2019.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to Your Excellency, Mr. Arun Bilal, U.S. Ambassador to Bangladesh. This is the kind of teacher that you want to be. Feel that positive energy. Do you know when you're in this class, you're going to learn something and you're going to have fun? Right out of the nation. That's great. That's great. Many of the students who study on U.S. university campuses are absolute academic superstars.
Truly, it was a roller coaster ride. It was an amazing experience back in 2019 when we organized the International Leadership Program on Education. So before we kickstart the session, I would like to request Atia Naz, Honorable Chief Executive Officer of Global Innovation and Leadership Center, to commence the session by her inaugural speech. Ma'am. Ma'am, are you there? Looks like ma'am got disconnected. Okay, no problem. So let's move on. International ILP stands for International Leadership Program on Education. It is the foremost program in the country which aims to blend various aspects under leadership skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, presentation, and impromptu speech giving skills, etc., with the basic aspects of language learning such as speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Thus, our main pitching point about ILP is involve the students, put their English language competency to test, and generate future leaders. ILP is not only a place to compete, but also a place to learn and grow. By dint of the never before seen workshops planned specifically based on the competency of the participants can surely learn different new things, which will help them construct a better life for themselves. As we saw last year, the program was event-based, but this year, due to COVID-19 pandemic, we had to optimize the plans that we had for the program and make it entirely online-based. And so we did. By the collaboration of the experienced advisors and workforce of GILC, we redesigned the program in such a short time. This year, too, we will be having 4 categories of participants. So the 4 categories of participants which we will be having are basically newbies, comprising of participants from classes 3 to 5, beginners from classes 6 to 8, advanced learners from classes 9 to 10, and aces from classes 11 to 12. Other than that, we have got 3 assessment rounds: the preliminary round and workshops, the intensive round, and also the finale. And in case of the preliminary round, we have the preliminary round aims to amass the students under the categories and let them appear in a quiz, which will be MCQ based. The quiz will assess the topics such as basic English grammar, general knowledge, puzzles, and critical thinking based questions. Of course, there will be 4 different sets of questions by the 4 categories, as each of the category demands a different question set for their level of competencies. The intensive round will be addressing the presentation and problem-solving skills for the students. The finale will be unique in its own way. We are not looking to give away that what we have upon our sleeves for these 2 rounds. We want to keep it as an element of surprise for the participants. Now, before we get into more detailed conversation on the sessions, I would like to move to Ms. Rebecca Nguyen from Appalachian State University, USA. Before we dig deep into the session, I would like to commence on the session. I would like to show the campus of Appalachian State University.
Appalachian State University. Live like a mountaineer, learn like a mountaineer.
Thank you. So, ma'am, you represent the WILA Exchange Program, a month-long program which aims at nourishing and culturing language and leadership skills among youths from across the globe, right? Before we get to what are the participants actually expecting from the WILA program? Please briefly explain about the specialities of the program. That's all.
Thank you very much. It's a wonderful opportunity for Appalachian State University to partner with GIST and the GLIC, and we are excited to be a part of this year. WILA is a program for students, and the opportunities that students can expect is to visit a U.S. campus and see what it's like to be a part of a university campus in the United States. And so we also focus on English language learning and leadership development. And for 4 weeks, students will take courses to develop their academic English skills. So what we're really aiming towards is the type of skills that you need to be successful at a U.S. institution of higher education. And so within that, you'll get to experience some lectures and courses with Appalachian State University professors. And you will also have projects and engage in many of the similar things that we're talking about today, problem solving and developing a plan for the future of how to take what you've learned back to your home country. It's a mix of academic sessions, leadership skills development, and cultural activities, so you can experience the beautiful area of the country where we live and get to know American friends and American families.
Thank you, ma'am. It's basically a great opportunity for the students of Bangladesh, of course, to take part in such an exchange program where they get the skills to become a global citizen, right? To become a competent individual, a competent and also knowledgeable individual in such a competitive world. Okay, another question for you, ma'am. Since you are aware of the overall program layout of ILPE, do you think that WILA and ILPE has the same vision in a broader sense?
We do. We are looking at the best and brightest students and looking to ways to develop their leadership skills that they already have within them and how they can take that and make their world a better place in the future.
Thank you. If the viewers want to learn a bit more on the WILA program, view the official page of GILC. You will find a dedicated session on WILA program where Rebecca Ma'am and Mallory Sadler, both from Appalachian State University, walked us through the entirety of the exchange program. I thank Appalachian State University USA for collaborating with us in the ILPE version 2.0. The link of the program is provided in the comment section for the viewers. Now, since I laid the foundation of ILPE version 2.0 for my honorable guests, I would like to learn their take on the program, how they liked it, and how much they are looking forward to see the program get realized. First of all, ILPE works to create future leaders, connecting the participants with the world by countering them with skills required to become competent and knowledgeable individuals is what ILPE aims at achieving. I would like to ask Skrabashenko Olga, ma'am, IOELL International Coordinator from Ukraine, that why is it important to become a global leader now more than ever? I'm good there. Okay, moving on. Sir, I would like to learn about from Sabyasachi Mazumdar, sir, International Coordinator of IOELL from India, about that ILPE aims to blend language and leadership together. you've learned about the ILP program beforehand. So, is the program successfully able to blend language and leadership together? And also, why blending the language and leadership is important in the first place? Sir.
Being late because I was busy in another meeting. So it's a wonderful program simply because such blended program are really rare. That means on the one hand, we are doing language literacy because language literacy is the prime source of skills, successful development of individual in future. And English language is one of the prime link language in our subcontinent, especially. It's very, very important, and also in a global scenario. So that's very important in one hand, and on the other hand, leadership skills. That today's teenagers will be our future leader, and these future leaders will rule our country. They will take decisions. So this particular program will enable themselves to attain several soft skills, which as a leader will give them prioritize their decision making power and problem solving power. And that this particular blended program will definitely helps them to increase the interpersonal relationship with the international friends of different countries. As a result, they will have a cultural synthesis, which will also benefit to a great extent. So, in a nutshell, this particular program has so many benefits. Besides language and leadership, there are so many benefits: cultural diversity, unity, uh, proper decision making, problem solving. As because decision making is very important because every decisions have its consequences. If they manage to take right decision in life, they will be successful in life. If they ever take a wrong decision in life, that will remain a frustration for lifelong periods. So this platform will definitely give them a chance to have a leadership skills, soft skills, literacy skills, and overall they will in a pandemic situation for this particular year, they will also be a part of the global village. So I convey my best wishes for this program and success. Thank you. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Anything to say? Okay.
Thank you, sir. Since we've got Olga Skraboshenko ma'am back, so I'm going to ask her the question. ILP works to create global leaders, connecting the participants with the world by encountering them with skills required to become competent and knowledgeable individuals is what ILP aims at achieving. So, ma'am, my question to you is, why is it important to become a global leader now more than ever?
She's facing problem internet. Maybe she cannot talk right now. You can move forward.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. So, thank you. So let's move on. Before we get into our main attraction, which is the International Olympiad on English Language and Leadership, I would like to request Atia Naz ma'am to give her give her.
Okay, Atia Naz Appa, so please continue.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
please continue with your welcome speech.
Okay, good evening. Me, Atia Naz, on behalf of Global Innovation and Leadership Center, we'd like to welcome you all to the virtual opening ceremony of International Leadership Program on Education Volume 2. We are very happy to get among us the Director of ILLA Program, Appalachian University, USA, and the country coordinators of Olympiad on English Language and Leadership from different countries, Ms. Thi Ha from Vietnam, Mr. Sabyasachi Mazumdar from India, Mr. Baman Kumar Ghimire from Nepal, Ms. Olga from Ukraine, and Mr. Smile. I can see him. Okay, he will join. I think he will join later. And the leaders and the participants from different countries who are watching this live program. This is the first International English Leadership Program of Bangladesh. The main goals of ILPE is to enhance students' language competency and skill to be the leaders of 21st century and global citizens of this age. It's a great platform to flourish the creativity of students and opportunity to make a new path to be a leader. I would like to thank you to join with us in this program, and I am very glad to be with ILPE. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. So now the main attraction, right, for International Leadership Program on Education. As mentioned before, the winners of ILP will be representing Bangladesh in the International Olympiad on English Language and Leadership. Last year, the winners of ILP version 1.0 formed Team Bangladesh and traveled to Hanoi, Vietnam to take part in IOELL 2019. Here are some moments of IOELL 2019. It was basically another roller coaster ride for us because last year we went to Vietnam, Hanoi, and big thumbs up to GIST International Foundation Vietnam chapter for realizing such a glamorous program. So this year, the IOEL organizing committee is considering the situation of the global pandemic, and they are too looking forward to revamp the entire Olympiad and take it completely online. Last year, as we saw, the participants from 18 countries took part. This year, the number is expected to be far, far more. Now, the program is still on a draft stage, but still we can ask Nguyen Hi ma'am, International Coordinator of IOEL in Vietnam, about her insight on how was it like being the host country for IOEL, about the participants, about the overall event. Ma'am, please share your experiences regarding the overall management of IOEL 2019.
Thank you for giving me the chance to speak and share the experience. We do appreciate the chance to be an organizers of the International Olympiad on English language and leadership in Vietnam in August 2019. As the host country, we have so many procedures to prepare. It takes around 6 months for us to prepare everything from publications to do promotions on writing the abstracts and try to persuade the participants as attendees and presenters, especially with the ICS, with the STEM teachers when their English are not very good, and also with the children of different ages, from grade number 3 to grade 12. With the smaller children, the format of the IOELL is a little bit different from what they have in school. So taking the chance to enjoy the IOELL was really an amazing experience for them. And the IOELL 2019 was a great time for us to get to know all the participants from different countries. As I remembered, we have around 14 members from 14 different countries that register in our program, but actually we have around 11 nationalities, right? And people all have tried their best to come to Vietnam, even though they have some problems with the visa or accommodation. But I think that every single one had to try their best to make it happen, like the real first successful event in August in 2019, and we do appreciate the opportunities to be the host of this event that happens 2 years in a row. And I do hope that in 2021 we will have the better accommodation and better preparation to welcome you all to our beautiful country, Vietnam. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing us the experience. Now I'm going to move to Baman Kumar Ghimire, sir, the International Coordinator of IOEL from Nepal. So I would like to learn that you have gone through the program layout of ILPE, right? And you also, even if the program is still in a draft stage, but you know about what are we going to achieve in the IOEL, right? So do you think that ILPE, as you've learned about the ILPE, as I've mentioned before, do you really think that ILPE best prepares the participants to take part in IOEL? Do you think ILPE creates the stage for the participants to get prepared, to get, the international exposure or the international experience so that they can take part effectively in IOEL? What's your perspective on that, sir?
Okay, thank you very much, Shavik, for your question. And definitely, it's really intriguing. No? Whether we talk about ILP or IOELL, no, somehow I feel like they are similar. And the only thing is, like, when it talks about ILP, they happen to be going traveling to USA later on. I mean, the next phase, no, the final stage of it, no. And then we'll be immersing into a different cultural practices, getting into the university classes and others. And for sure, the event that you have said right now at this moment, typically centered for the students in Bangladesh right now, I feel that it is for sure a uniquely special program, which is unlike their any other English language practices that they are having in their conventional classes. For sure, listening is the same, reading is somehow similar, the writing is somehow similar, but what happens is, so far as writing is concerned, that goes close to the IELTS or TOEFL. And next one, my experience shows that what is very, very impressive is the speaking test. The speaking test, I mean, the speaking round that we have got in this event is far beyond any other type of speaking test that I have noticed, whether that's in the IELTS or in the TOEFL. And I can somehow sense the MUN, Model United Nations flavor into it. So in this way, you have brought together the TOEFL, the IELTS, and then the conventional classes plus the Model United Nations, 4 different blocks together into it. And when they are there, they will be able to explore the problems. And for sure, they would be there to they would be there diplomatically handling the cases, trying to get the win the favor of other people, convince them why they feel their point is valuable. So this practical skill, now this skill of making the arguments, is what stands this program out from any others. And for sure, this event, I mean, this participation in this program will definitely be an asset for you, for anyone to give the best in IOELL. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the insight. So, since we are now quite close to the IOEL is going to take place, scheduled to take place on the first week of December this year. So what I'm asking is, last year we took the IOEL in Vietnam, but this year, since we're taking the entire program online, so how are we going to integrate both English how we're trying to achieve it? So I will go. You guys have got my point, right? What I'm trying to ask all of you. So I'm gonna go through one by one, right? So I'm gonna go to at first to Biplob sir, who will be the president, who is the president of GEIST International Foundation. I would like to get some insights from him at first, sir.
So microphone is muted.
Sorry. Yeah, could you please repeat the question, because your internet connection was unstable at that time.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, last year we came up with the International Olympiad on English language and leadership. It was event based. That's completely fine. So this year, it has been basically it's a paradigm shift, right? It was a global pandemic situation. Everyone is in our homes, right? So how are we trying to how are we trying to come up with IOEL? You know, how are we going to optimize the program, or how are we going to integrate the students? How is the program created so that students from different countries can easily participate? What's the outlook of the program?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So we know that last year we hosted the first IOEL in Vietnam, and this year actually we plan to host this event in Nepal, but due to COVID-19 we are planning to host the event virtually. And last year only the students from grade 3 to 12 participated in the event, But this year we included university students to join the program. So it will be under 5 categories. And since the event will be virtually, so we can see that many students from different countries can join easily, because whenever we host an event face to face, sometimes some type of complication arises regarding their travel cost, regarding visa issues, regarding taking leave from the home, or sometimes other issues are associated with that part. But since they're joining from home, so this year we are actually getting a good response from student and teacher from different countries. So our expectation is this year maybe more than 20 countries will join. At least 20 to 30 countries will join in this platform. And from each country, 15 participants will take part. That means 5 categories, 5 into 3. So 15 students from each country will join the event. So we can say that about 400 to 500 participants will be there, and it will be a 4-day event. So where they will be go through a series of competition. So virtual that is oral test and presentation and group work. Good number of activities will be there. So maybe by 15th September, we'll share in details about the program through our website, where you will get in details information and take preparation for it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I'm gonna go to Tiha ma'am with the same kind of question. Like, how are we integrating leadership and language with the 4 aspects of language learning, like speaking, listening, reading, and writing? How are we gonna integrate the basic aspects of leadership with the basic aspects of language learning in IOEL, ma'am? So how are you gonna explain this concept to us about IOEL?
Hmm. In my own opinion, leadership seems to be a very good trend for young learners, especially for the youngster today, as leadership is one of the most important skill for global citizens, and from the word global or globally, and also the roles of English in our world today. English plays an important part in communicating internationally. Even though officially we have Esperanto is considered to be an international language, but actually the number of people using English is outweighs the number of people who can use Esperanto. And in order to communicate well in English, the 4 skills are all important to make a learners to be a good master of English. So when they can use English well, so that they can lead different activities, and with English, they can learn different things they really want to learn, and also interesting from all sources. And then they can build up their experience and their own knowledge to become a good leadership. And we really want to send the message to the youngster that leadership and management are of the different definitions. So sometimes we say that being a managers and being a leaders, sometimes we are confused. But actually, being a leader is, I mean that it is more friendly, and it seems to be the tense for our 21st century time.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Baman sir, same question. What's your take on it?
Okay, thank you very much. I was expecting the same question, since this has brought together 2 very important terms, language and leadership. Now, so what I do believe is, as Souvik said, for a long time, the world has been focusing just 4 skills of language. And those skills were just trying to test whether they can speak up or not. So whether they can tactically speak up, that was hardly evaluated. No? But now, if you want to be a competent 21st century's global student, I mean, globally competent 21st century student, you must be able to tactically handle the situations. It's not just about speaking out your feelings in a plain way. It's not about writing in the corner of a room. Okay, it's not about listening to something and answering those things. They are not going to boost your capability any longer. No doubt, they are the basics of learning language. But what you need to be able to do is you have the voice, you have the opinion, then you should have some strong supporting ideas. How you are supporting your argument matters a lot. Otherwise, nobody is going to listen to you. And if you can't have any strong logics to support your opinion, the world is not going to approve your vision. And that's what a true leader should have. A true leader, what we call, is not the one, the way we said in the past, you are not taking some others as the followers. You should be able to shoulder other people together and convince both at the right and the left that who you are and where you are moving towards. So your destination, in order to make the people feel really good about the destination that you have taken, you should be having good command over language. And if you have good command over language, for sure your leadership skill can for sure definitely be exposed well. That's it. Back to you, Sovik.
Thank you, sir. So, Olga, ma'am, are you there?
Hopefully you can hear me. Can you?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So, all right. So, the question that I was asking before to you, that connecting ILP works to create global leaders. So does IOEL too, right? Connecting the participants with the world by encountering them with skills required to become competent or knowledgeable individuals is what ILP aims at achieving. I would like to ask you, why is it important to become a global leader in this world now more than ever? Why do we need to become a global leader now?
Well, I want to remind everyone that there are some characteristics of the good team. The first is there must be an awareness of unity on the part of all its members. The second is there must be interpersonal relationship. Members must have a chance to contribute, to learn and work with each other. And the third is the members must have the ability to act together to work towards one goal. Leadership is both research area and practical skills. That's why we understand that studies of leadership must involve situational interaction, function, and power vision of future, as well as charisma, intelligence, and of course, emotional intellect. Global citizenship is an idea that the one's identity transcends geography or political borders to that responsibilities and rights from membership in a broader class, humanity, all together, all human. In education, we understand that describing the worldview as a set of values. That's why this program is vital for young learners to understand, and they can see the example of GEIST as the great example of leadership, because we all are from different countries, but we all move towards multicultural education, peace education, human rights, educational for sustainable development. We all remember sustainable goals, from the United Nations. That's why we create not only some Olympiad, we have to create teams from different countries to work together and to move the whole world towards our sustainable goals. I see it as the future empowerment of our future generations. That's why I would not only focus on this time. We see as our organization GEIST is growing, we have more and more people involved. and it's great. It's a great example we have to share with others. We have the proof that it works. And I hope that our younger leaders will do the same. They will continue and contribute into global sustainable development. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful answer. So basically, we're now close to the end of our session. So I would like to request the viewers and also the participants of ILP to view the session and get inspired of the different perspectives shown by the coordinators of IOEL we have here from 5 different countries. So before I mark the end, I would like to request Mr. Biplob Kumer Deb, sir, President of GEIST International Foundation, to cast the vote of thanks and also mark the beginning or commencement of the International Leadership Program on Education, version 2.0. Sir, to you.
Okay, so thank you. And on behalf of GIST International Foundation, I would like to give a very special thank for all the leaders here for joining this session, for your valuable time. Although we can see that we are in different time zones, so it's morning in US and it's afternoon in Ukraine, and after a different timing, but you are here to join this session to encourage the young kids for moving forward about their language and leadership. And so far from this discussion session, you have seen that ILP is more than a language competition. So it is not only a participation, but the learning or the outcome from this event is very helpful for a student to develop as a leader. And that's why we'd like to encourage you to join this event and take part in different phases of the competition and try to become top 3 to represent your country in international platform. It's always a different feeling to represent your country in international area. And that's why I will encourage all the students from Bangladesh to join this ILP version 2. And finally, I would like to give thank to Ms. Rebecca for her time and share about our IOELL program. And we hope that the top participant from IOEL and ILP will compete for the IOELL program in 2021. And very thank to Ms. Thiha for hosting IOEL 2019, the first International Language Leadership Olympiad, and working with us as an advisor and the country coordinator of IOEL 2020. And thank you, Mr. Baman, for with us and with your valuable advice and helping us in designing the international standard IOEL competition. And also a very special thank to Ms. Olga for her time and advice and for being with us from the very beginning of this program. And I would also like to thank Sabyasachi Mazumdar for coordinating India and representing India and helping us to spread out the masses of IOEL in his network. And we hope to see a very strong visibility of Team India in our IOEL version 2. And also thank to Ms. Atia Naz for her leadership and coordinating this event. And we wish all the best for this event, IOEL 2020, at the same time ILP version 2. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the session, and thank you guys thank you all of you guys to join us for this inaugural ceremony of ILP version 2. Thank you for joining, and yeah, that's all.
Thank you.
Okay, goodbye.